Hello everybody and welcome to the Lime Doke table of something or the other. We're back with more unboxing here at LMC, which means I have been given or received some kind of new thing for you to ponder and look at, that is a video game tie-in or something of that ilk. And yes, indeed, it is time for us to get, well, I would say sporty, but it's time for us to expand our minds and think tactically for this particular one. Because I have been given, by Mr. Urtheart, Sonic the Hedgehog 3D chess! It's chess in 3 dimensions, because normally chess isn't played in 3 dimensions, apparently. Yeah, it's a 3-dimensional piece Sonic the Hedgehog chess. There's not much more you can say about it. Contains 32 detailed figures, only 4 of which are on the box. It does beg a question, really, doesn't it? Because if you think about it, you've got the king, the queen, that's 2. One would assume they would be Sonic the Hedgehog with his slightly empty expression, and classic Amy Rose, Rosie the Rascal, as she is here from Sonic CD, would assumedly be king and queen. But then you've got the bishop. I'm willing to bet the bishop is actually Tails. Also, what the heck's up with Tails? But what the hell's up with all of these? And then you have Knuckles, who would, I guess, be the knight. And then you have the castle, or rook, depending upon your point of view, which would be the sunflower, I guess. Not to mention the 8 pawns. And what's the other side going to be like? Anyway, this is not the first, well, it's the first Sonic chess set, but there was actually going to be another chess set done by mail order, and that kind of disappeared into the ether and never happened in the end. It was going to be one of those things that you'd get a magazine for £2.99, 99p in the first issue, and you would get a Sonic piece. It looked a lot better than this, it has to be said. So this Sonic actually reminds me of the little 1990s figures you get every so often on eBay, which look incredibly just off mould. I think actually out of all of them, actually Amy looks the best. But let's see. It's actually created, if you can see this here, camera comes in, by Virtual Legends and Gaia Entertainment. Gaia obviously taking some time off from preventing Captain Planet from getting off his face. Right, we will bring forth the butter knife of destiny and actually get into this thing. Come on. Ooh, it's that horrible sheet plastic. Okay. Seriously, go away. Okay. What have we got in here? The first question is actually, is it anything like the box? Aha! Okay. Right. So first things first is, we very clearly, our pawns are rings. Because, as you know, the rings have the ability to move, apparently, and what we have is orange and sort of chocolate. Perhaps it's actually chocolate and caramel, which can be put together to make sort of very nice snack. No, of course it is orange. It's orange and chocolate, because, or orange and brown, depending on whatever you like to call it. I'm going to say it's caramel and chocolate, because of course, as you can see from the box, the actual checkered pattern is the Green Hill wall checkered pattern. So, let's have a look. Well, I think answering my question about what is the rook, or castle, you have this, which is horrendously tacky at the top. Oh, where's this bead? Oh, no. I know we all wonder where Sonic and Knuckles put these emeralds, and I'm starting to really wonder. I need to wash my hands. Let's try this. Oh god, that was the same. You know what? It is. Actually, it's something from some sort of no. They've coated it in something, I think, to help it escape the box, and it's just left it. Or maybe it's just that material of the emerald itself. But that plastic feels absolutely horrible, and I really do feel dirty for even touching this now. But yes, there is a Chaos Emerald. Was it the Master Emerald? On the basis it's classic, I guess it's the Chaos Emerald. The one green Chaos Emerald to rule them all. Or is that the 16 rings to rule them all? Who knows? Actually, well, for what it is, I mean, that's decent enough. A little bit messy with the glue at the bottom. Apart from the horrendous feeling that is. I mean, that's alright as a piece. The ring, I think you could have done something a little bit better than that. That's just a circular bit of plastic with a bit sticky out of it, bent at a bit of an angle via heat. And actually, you can see the bottom copper, so it's actually not snug. Actually, not. That's actually going to be sort of leaning slightly to the side. Okay, so we have the pawns and the rooks. Moving on to what I think would be the knights, and it's Knuckles, as I suspected, looking. I don't know if you can see on that, but Knuckles' grin. The way the mould is that you can actually see the line all the way down there. So it comes from his smile. So it looks like the Joker's got him at some point, and he's been why so serious? And it's all the way to his nose. It's kind of horrid. Also, just by holding it like that, I can actually barely any pressure. I can practically feel Knuckles buckling. In fact, you can actually see him move. Yeah, there's not exactly much strength there in the actual ankles. He's got bad ankles as Knuckles. You wouldn't believe it, would you? But no, he's got bad ankles, weak bones. Aww. But yes, he's there, ready to punch you in the face for even considering taking his square. I mean, apart from the fact that obviously his mouth is now extended right round to his sort of nose. Paint's okay for the most part. I mean, the thing with Knuckles to actually look at is obviously the shoes, because Knuckles is probably the most detailed shoes that there actually is in the series. He's got the green, the yellow, the red, and he's also got those sort of rivet holes that he has for I don't know, you never see laces. It just looks like there's just like a piece of riveted metal just on the top of them. Yes. No mentioning my penis. Because the internet is now obsessed with echidna penises, apparently. We have here an army of tails. Hi, Tails! Hi! That sounds nothing like Tails. Actually, oh god. have them together like that, and it looks like there's just an army of zombie Tails coming towards you. Brains! Brains! Rings! 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 Yeah, I mean, Tails is exactly the same, more or less. Actually, Tails has got a slightly worse paint job. God. If you can, again, camera. see that, but it's a bit messy on the hand there, and it's a bit messy there, and it does. Saying that, you know, it does actually have the symbol there at the bottom for the bishop. So come on, camera. Oop. And we have to take my word for it. It's there, and I'm assuming that yeah, indeed, Knuckles has got a horse, thus indicating his knight, and the ring has got a pawn symbol, and we have a castle. Still horribly tacky. Okay, so that leaves us with the king and the queen. The king and queen. We have the king. Big Blue himself, or should that be Deep Blue in this instance? I don't know. But yeah, there's Sonic. He's been on performance-enhancing drugs. He's in the middle of a trip at the moment, if you look. Just spaced out. The voices call me. My planet needs me. Yeah, it's a sort of traditional classic stance. Obviously black eyes because classic. And yeah, there's not much else you can say of Sonic. I mean, his paint's okay. Just looking at this, doesn't seem to be anything particularly off. It's just tails, really. But yeah, it's just the slightly, with the way the black is, it gives you slightly dead eyes, slightly dead-eyed Sonic. On the box, I thought Amy looked the best, and here, Amy kind of looks the best. It paint's a little bit messy at the back because she's got the hands clasped behind her back, and it's sort of, you've got all sorts of colours trying to go in as one. I mean, actual detail is, you know, is good. Amy's smile hasn't been, you know, put on with a knife. It's all well and good. Yeah. So those are the pieces. Let's have a look at what they look like actually on the board themselves. Okay, so here we have the actual board itself laid out. Let's see if I can actually get back a little bit here. Actually, you sort of see it all. You can just about make out Sonic's sort of classic face overlaid on the board. As we obviously take turns at Green Hill. It is here we go. It is laid out. One of the things that was in the box was actually this very reasonable sized booklet of 3D chess rules, which wasn't particularly helpful, apart from the fact actually that it did confirm that our friend the tacky emerald is indeed the master emerald, which is obviously good to know. This is laid out obviously. One thing that I did find out was that this Knuckles has something rattling around inside him. I don't know what it is. The base on this one is actually smooth and flat and flush. So yeah, don't know what's going on there. Also got a chunk. Actually, also got a chunk out of one of his dreadlocks. You're not had a good time, mate, have you? It's been a rough old time being a kid now. What with, you know, your history being erased, etc., etc., and getting hooked on steroids. Tails is drunk again, not for the first time. Right, so here we go. It's, I mean, what can you say? It's a chess set. Let's see if it works. My goodness, it works. As a whole, I mean, yeah, this isn't bad. For a Sonic fan, it'd be a nice thing. The models are okay for the most part. Although apparently if you actually take one, the piece disappears and it's never seen again. I mean, the only thing I'm really concerned about actually is, the reason I did that, is actually because of the ring, and that, if that falls off a table from any great height and lands on a hard floor, it's probably going to break the ring or crack or something. It's not exactly. You could have chosen something better, is what I'm saying here, or presented this slightly better. But otherwise, I mean, they're okay. I do think Amy is the standout one here in terms of the actual character models. Probably Knuckles second. Sonic would be third, and Tails just because the cuffs and boots are a bit paint and messy, and there is this sort of clawing look that he does. Probably come a good fourth, I guess. But apart from that, you know, it's all right. I mean, what do you expect as a chess set? They came out some time ago, several years in fact now, probably about 2009-ish, I think. I mean, you can probably pick these up for about sort of 30 quid nowadays. I was very lucky to say thank you to Urtheart for actually bringing this over to my house and letting me have a go. We'll have to have a game sometime when you get back down here. But until that time, I'm going to practice.